Good morning and welcome to Coffee Chat Tuesday. It's Burgess Taylor and I wanted to talk about writing. First and foremost, before I start with all that, my word count as of the 23rd with 42,154. I realized I could have written a lot more. I wrote 900 and something. That's okay. I wrote. That's the important thing, is that I got the words on the page. What I wanted to talk about today for Coffee Chat Tuesday, and the reason I'm doing it Tuesday is because tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be participating in a live Google Hangout, a write-in with the hashtag Write Stuff with Tamara Woods and Amy. Tamara's YouTube channel, I think, is under Tamara Woods Pen Paper Pad, but you can put in the hashtag Write Stuff and that should get you there. But we're doing a live write-in, and I've noticed over the last few days that a lot of people have been talking about giving up, that a lot of people don't have their word count, they're nowhere near where they need to be, and they're ready to quit. I just kind of wanted to say a few things, and then I'm going to read a passage from Stephen King's On Writing. This is my can highlight write-in version. I have the hardback somewhere, but this one has been beat up. Writing is something that I have been doing for as long as I can remember. Wanting to write a book is something I've wanted to do for as long as I can remember. Getting published is, of course, part of that, but it's not the big thing. The big thing for me is actually writing the book. One of the reasons that I participate in NaNoWriMo and have been doing so for the last several years is because I find NaNoWriMo, one, to be challenged. It helps me challenge myself to write more on a daily basis, to write on a daily basis, because normally I write Monday through Friday. I don't really write on the weekends all the time. It's not a consistent thing. But there are days that I don't really feel like writing during the week and I don't write. So participating in NaNoWriMo helps me get back into the mindset of I need to be writing daily. I need to be in my story daily. It also helps me stay on task. It helps me keep from procrastinating. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy the camaraderie with all the other writers, with everybody participating. And it helps me, like, when you have a deadline, because if I were writing professionally, I would have a deadline. I would have to finish my work by that deadline. I would have an editor or somebody breathing over my shoulder, you need to finish, are you done, kind of thing. And in order to do that, you have to kind of build up a routine and stay on schedule and stay on task. So I figured NaNoWriMo helps me continue into the habit of writing every day. It motivates and challenges me, but it's a lot of fun. And for those of you who aren't having fun with it or something, then yes, I guess it's probably better. I quit, and I really wish I hadn't. I really wish I had just continued, even if I had gotten something else to write, or if I just continued to write, even if I only write 100 words a day. I really wish I had just continued and not quit. But I'm not going to beat myself up over that. I beat myself up over enough things already. That's not something I want to beat myself up over. I just learned from it, and I've realized that quitting isn't really an option for me, because if I want to be a professional writer, if I want to finish my book, whether I ever become a professional writer or not, I have to finish the book. In order to be a writer, you have to write. So I found this, and there are a couple of pages in here that are dog-eared. I don't normally dog-ear books, but this is one of the ones that's okay to dog-ear. Stephen King says, "Once I start work on a project, I don't stop, and I don't slow down unless I absolutely have to. If I don't write every day, the characters begin to stale off in my mind. They begin to seem like characters instead of real people. The tale's narrative cutting edge starts to rust, and I begin to lose my hold on the story's plot and pace. Worst of all, the excitement of spinning something new begins to fade. The work starts to feel like work. And for most writers, that is the smooch of death. Writing is, at its best, always, 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 when it is a kind of inspired play for the writer. I can write in cold blood if I have to, but I like it best when it's fresh and almost too hot to handle. He said, I used to tell interviewers that I wrote every day except for Christmas, the 4th of July, and my birthday. That was a lie. I told them that because if you agree to an interview, you have to say something. And it plays better if it's something at least half clever. Also, I didn't want to sound like a workaholic dweeb, just a workaholic, I guess. The truth is that when I'm writing, I write every day, workaholic dweeb or not. That includes Christmas, the 4th, my birthday. At my age, you try to ignore your goddamn birthday anyway. And when I'm not working at all. Although during those periods of full stop, I usually feel at loose ends with myself and have trouble sleeping. For me, not working is the real work. When I'm writing, it's all the playground, and the worst 3 hours I ever spent there was still pretty damn good. I understand exactly what he means. When I'm not writing, I feel lost. I do. I feel lost. I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something, and I'm not, and I don't know what it is exactly, but usually it's the writing. I feel that way when I don't read, too. If I go through a dry spell and I'm not reading, I feel that same way. What he said resonated with me to such a degree that I realized this is part of the reason why I participate in NaNoWriMo every year and why I participate in the camps, because it helps me stay on task. I need to be writing every day. Maybe some days I'll only write 100 words. Maybe some days I'll write 1,000 words. Maybe some days I'll write 4,000 or 5,000 words. It doesn't matter so much the word count as long as I'm staying in my story and I'm writing. Now, I can't force myself, well, I could force myself to write, but the writing would probably be shitty. But if I stay in my story and my story is exciting and fun and interesting, it's not going to feel like work. It's not going to feel like I'm forcing myself to write. So if NaNoWriMo isn't fun for you, then maybe you chose the wrong story, or maybe you didn't outline enough, or maybe your head's just not in it. And it's okay to not make the 50,000 word count goal. And if you really need to, it's okay to withdraw, to quit from NaNoWriMo. I don't like the word quit. I'm not a quitter. I hate quitting on anything. But that's my personal thing, not yours. So I'm just going to say, if you are at that place where you're not sure if you should even try to finish, write a little bit every day. Like I said, whether it's 100 words or 1,000 words or 3,000 words, write a little bit every day. If you need to, freehand write, or just brainstorm write, or stream of consciousness write, until you get to a place where you need to be in your story, or find a new story and start all over if you need to. If you're a pantser and what you're writing isn't working, start a new story. I don't usually recommend that, but sometimes that's what you need. Sometimes the story that you chose is just not the story for you to write. It's just your head's not in it, your heart's not in it. And if it really feels like work, maybe it's really not the story for you. I learned that the hard way. And if you're a plotter and your story is just not flowing or it's not working for some reason, find a place in your story where there are plot holes and fill them and start there. Start there. Or just skip ahead some and then start there. Sometimes we start the book too early and we're not starting it in media res anyway. We need to start it where the action is. Lots of times we're starting it too early. I'm pretty sure that's what I've done with this novel, which is why I am at the very end of Act 1 and I am at 42,000 words. That's way too much for Act 1. But that's okay, because my book is going to be about 100, 120 or 30,000 words when I'm done with it, and then I'm going to cut some of that. And then it'll go down, the word count. And then I will add stuff in as I edit, and I will change things around. It will become a lot better story. But for now, I'm just getting the bare bones. I am getting the bare bones of the story, only my bare bones aren't quite so bare. I tend to be long-winded. So that's my coffee chat Tuesday. There are good days and there are bad days writing. There are good months and there are bad months. But if it is a super struggle and you are stressed the hell out and you are not having any fun at all with your novel, then maybe you need to change something. That's it for me. I hope you guys have a good one. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.